I'm Caitlin Cullen, and this is Shot for Shots with Chefs.
I'm Tyler Maas, and this is also Shot for Shot with Chefs. Ba-ba-dum. Ba-da-bum. Ba-ba-dum.
Oh, this is fun. We're going to get drunk.
I can smell it already.
Salud.
So the Tandem. One, why did you name it that? Why was the? I know your logo is the bicycle.
Yeah. My dad is one of 8 kids from a big family that grew up on the east side of Detroit. And so the 2 youngest brothers are twins, and they opened a bar in Detroit, which is like a city that's a lot like Milwaukee, pretty segregated. People don't really hang out with each other. But the bar was in an area called New Center, and it was right across from a factory. So this bar was like a place where everyone hung out. Black, white, didn't matter if you were coming for your factory job. You just like wanted to grab something to drink after work and grab some chicken fingers. They had great chicken fingers. I mean, it was a bar I grew up in, and it gave 2 kind of chuckleheads like some real purpose in their lives. And that bar, because they were twins and they had this vision of like making people hang out with each other, was called the Tandem. And it had a big tandem bike on the wall, and I knew if I ever had a place of my own, I'd want a tandem bike on the wall. Mm-hmm. When you say a tandem, like a bike with 2 seats. People don't know what that is all the time.
Yeah, I'm imagining a motorcycle with a sidecar.
Yeah.
So you're from Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also from Michigan.
Mm.
I left there when I was like 2.
Meow.
I had it. I just had to get out of there. Yeah. I don't really know a lot of the regional delicacies there. I know about the the pizza style, the deep dish.
Hell yeah.
And I really like that.
It's not quite deep dish. The oil drip pan.
Yeah, the oil drip pan.
There's really no better way than to have like a pan with a wall like that. When I moved to Wisconsin, I went to order a pizza one night, and they asked me, they're like, all right, what size? And I was like, large. And then they were like, what are the toppings? And I told them the toppings. And then like no one asked square or round. And I was like, hold on. This is not the same as where I'm from.
What brought you here?
So I was a high school principal at a embassy school in the Dominican Republic, and dear friend Maggie and I were both living down there, both from Michigan, both not wanting to move back to Michigan. And so we were in my classroom on my desktop computer, and we pulled up like a Google Maps of like the general Midwest, and we closed our eyes and pointed, and Milwaukee was the closest thing we hit. So we Googled it. I got to the point about the bronze fawns, and it was like erected in 2014 in an effort to attract tourism. The bronze fawns is an Arthur Fonzarelli statue, and I was like, holy shit. Any city that would do some shit like this is a place I at least need to see if I might want to live there. And so we came to visit, and it was just like a lot of chill bars, and every time you walked into a place or out of a place and a person was standing there, they're like, hey, how are you? And I was like, oh my God, people are saying hi to us and like interacting. I love this. I didn't know how to cook, and I knew I was going to move someplace to learn how to cook. So it had to be like someplace interesting enough and large enough, but also small enough where I could like lie my way into a job. Milwaukee was that place. I lied my way into 2 places at once. I applied to every job on Craigslist that existed. Like we moved here, I had no work, and within 6 days I had 2 jobs, and one was at the Philly Way on Brady Street. I learned a lot from the Philly Way because it was self-guided. I was the cook and the prep cook and the dishwasher. And in like the same stroke, I got a call from Karen at Bavette. My first job there was she like brought out a pot from the cooler that was like all gelatin, and she stuck her hand in and like pulled out a pig's head that had been braising for like hours
so
and
head
put
cheese
it
or
on the
whatever?
counter. And she's like, I need you to pick this. We're going to make head cheese. And I was like, I'm getting paid to do this? This is the best career decision I've ever made in my life. And then at Bavette, I mean, I learned everything. I learned how to make a soup, make a stock, make a sauce. You get tickets to come in, and it's like, ticket, 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 ticket. And when it's really packed, they just keep coming. And your instinct is like, I am making this sandwich. I will finish making this sandwich. And she was like, fuck that sandwich. Like, start the next sandwich. There was no heat lamps at Bavette, and that was my favorite thing about working there. You had to make sure that like maybe 6 different things on one ticket were already at the same time, even though they were totally disparate things, while still cooking for the 25 other people who are waiting on food. That was a skill that took forever. But then one day, like, it clicked, and I felt my arms move in the right pace, and I felt like the tickets go in, and I was like, oh my God, I think I know how to cook. It's fun watching young people get into the rush and like see that first moment where like you see a kid and he's counting chicken pieces in his head, which doesn't make any sense, but like it's a Saturday night and we've got, 20 tables and they're all ordering chicken in different ways. There's 3 different options and there's 2 pieces in one and there's 10 pieces in another and one is 5 of one and 5 of the other, and it's really cool like to watch somebody else at least catch the rush for the first time and notice that like they are capable of doing some shit. They're a master of their craft in as much as they can be, and to watch the flow. Like, I love the flow. When shit gets complicated, that's when it's the most fun to cook.
I noticed that you have a very great way of opening your beer bottles.
I do not know how to explain it, but I do know it's something about levers. What is it, a fulcrum? Is that what that would be? It's a fulcrum. But you just kind of hold this one here, and you push up while this one pushes up too.
Okay.
Want to try? I taught a friend how to do this. It took several months.
I'll try.
So
you
that
get
one, so this one stays, or you can use your thumb, yeah.
Oh, this.
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
No, I'm scared.
You're not, don't be scared. You can do anything you set your mind to. So.
Oh, yeah, we should probably do that.
You want vodka now?
I'll do another whiskey.
All right, I love it.
Yeah, Great Northern? More like really Great Northern. This stuff is good.
Salud. All right. So.
I like how you have a refresh, and I'm like,
So when you said it was
It's just
whiskey,
my shot face.
you said it was rye, vodka, or gin, and in college we had like the freshman year dorm party for St. Patty's Day.
Where'd you go?
Went to Michigan.
Go
And-
Wolverines.
I know, I love them. Go Blue. And we went to go buy booze at the Meijer, but all the Jameson was gone, so our option was to buy a bunch of gin because like Scotland's real close. Big barfs.
And you majored in education?
My undergrad's in English, Women's Studies, and Native American Studies, which meant I needed a graduate degree.
Wait, there's not a lot of openings in that?
No. I got a master's in education afterward.
Were you a Michigan sports fan?
I was enough, like
If you grew up during the Fab Five.
Fuck yeah. So
would you name the Fab Five?
no, I cannot.
I'll name as many as I can think of.
Basketball was never my jam. Go.
Jalen Rose,
Great.
Chris Webber,
I know that.
Juwan Howard.
I know that.
That's the end of it. I think it was
Sounds-
only the Fab
yeah.
Three. The Fab, it was an ironic nickname. There was only 3 of them actually. What about like Tyrone Wheatley?
So I was a girl when I grew up. So like.
As I hold perfectly still. One more regionalism
Yep.
until I ask you 5 more things.
I'm
later.
ready. I know.
What is your opinion of the UP? Should it belong to Wisconsin? Have you ever been there before?
I think the UP should belong to itself.
It should be its own sovereign nation?
It
or
should be its own sovereign
state?
native nation, but if it's not going to be that, then it should be its own state.
In what ways do you apply your history and education and your background into what you do as a manager and an owner?
In every single fucking way. We operate as a school. Like a really fucked up school where I can swear all the time and where kids can come in and be honest about what their day is, and you can be late and not get expelled or fired without going full rant. The school system has failed a lot of its most needy young people. The first thing in becoming an educator is that like you can't expect somebody to know something you haven't taught, and also you can't take for granted that somebody understands something unless you've assessed it in some way or another. So I could tell somebody in the kitchen like, hey, I need you to do this, 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 and this in this order, and then do that. But that's not teaching it. That's just like telling somebody something. So if you're teaching someone to make chili, like you have to actually go through the process and explain parts of it that would make sense to them, that would resonate. Like, why do you put beer in after you've cooked all the beef and then taken it out and used the grease to cook the onions? Like, what's that for? Oh, well, that's to take all the shit off the bottom of the pan so it becomes part of the chili and doesn't just burn. That's like a lesson, and you do it together. And then the next lesson is you're doing it by yourself, but I'm standing there. And you're remembering the things, and you're asking me, like, real quick, so when does the beer go? After the garlic or after the onions? After the garlic. Great question.
We could pour a shot, too, if that was a little too serious.
Yeah. Are you going whiskey with me all night?
I'll do one more, if not until the bottle ends. I don't know. We'll see. But the program.
The program.
If there is one.
There is no program. We live in a world, or at least in like a region inside of a country, that has certain expectations for how people live their life on a daily basis. And then we have little pockets inside of that world that maybe don't ascribe to the same rules and regulations or the same idea of what success is. Our program is to help kids figure out how to be a part of it all. Like, you can't get a job if you don't have job experience, but you can't get job experience if you don't have a job. And businesses in the hood are owned by folks who don't live there, and they often employ folks from their own family, which is totally awesome. And so the program is really like, okay, the world wants you to have a job, whatever the fuck that means, and a career at some point. We can be like ground zero for you figuring out how to show up to work on time, how to interact with your coworkers, how to interact with people who are your customers who are different from you, how to talk to folks, how to learn a skill, how to know how to cook for yourself or your family. Like, the program is just like, okay, being a young adult 101, which they used to teach in schools. They taught me that in school. They don't teach that anymore. All right, we're gonna do this. So I'm gonna try and position my body as much so that you can see. So look at how my hand is. I got thumbs up, thumbs up.
Okay, and you have regular sized thumbs. I have stubby little miniatures.
And then I'm coming in here.
Okay.
See? So it'd be like this.
Oh, and you leave a little bit of room between the pointer.
And then what I do is the knuckle, this middle knuckle is what's bringing it up.
Okay.
So I'm holding tight, and that middle knuckle.
And you're also squeezing on the base of your thumb, too.
A little
I
bit.
don't know.
I thought.
But that's the reason. That's why I didn't get it. Okay, so the thumb up here.
Yep.
This here on the third
and then
knuckle.
What you're doing is you're creating a lever, so it's going to push that little lip.
No, this is not going to happen.
I'm sorry. It's just a lot of practice.
So these little thumbs. It's like the Fonz brought you here, and these little thumbs are going to be the reason you leave. Hey. What's your favorite fast food?
My favorite fast food is McDonald's. I love a Big Mac. I fucking love a Big Mac. It's a no-brainer.
What
It's
do you
an
love about the
excellent
Big
sandwich. The sauce, the place on, 9th and North?
Oh, you have local
pride? They sauce it perfect. They
Okay.
really do. The one on the east side is fine. The one in Walker's Point is quick, which is always very enjoyable. But the one on North and 9th, or whatever the fuck street that is.
I have the same breakdown for Taco Bell's. Like, the cheesy bean and rice is good there, or something. Like, if I'm gonna be between errands or whatever, and I want the best, I'll go to this one.
Where's there a Taco Bell that's nearby?
Exactly. That's the thing. What is your favorite show on television?
I just started watching The Handmaid's Tale, and that's like kind of too literal for me to.
I don't like.
Get down with.
I don't like documentaries.
I'm gay. I've been gay a long time, and so Orange is the New Black. It serves my soul, Like, I love it. Because, like, I never see all these queer people, and I hang out with all kinds of different people, and it's all different kinds of lady leses, and I like that. I love Keeping Up with the Kardashians. I don't watch it religiously, but now Kanye is on the show, and so he's like there. Like, you always knew he was there eating lunch with everybody, but now he's, like, in the cut, and he's, like, every now and then my girlfriend watches it, and I like to watch it, too.
I feel like, Masterchef Junior is my version of that show.
I am unfamiliar.
It's like MasterChef, but smaller.
I'm unfamiliar.
It's like a television show, but worse than this. So much worse.
This is an
Way less
internet
alcohol.
show.
The kids hardly drink on it. What are your favorite movies of all time?
I love The Big Chill. I'm a
I don't think I've
Michigan
ever heard of
alum.
that.
The Big Chill? You should watch it. What's your favorite movie?
I'd say MacGruber, probably.
What's MacGruber?
Oh, God, you got to watch it. Oh, we're doing another shot, I guess.
Yeah.
I am concealing. We should just hide this bottle here. The Big Chill.
Salud.
A movie
It's a
I might
MacGruber.
eventually see.
I'm going home and watching MacGruber.
What's your SNL top 5?
Kate McKinnon's number 1. I loved Adam Sandler.
No, I could do a really good Sandler impression. Want to hear it?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, hoo. Yeah, hoo.
You know what I fucking hate? Ooh. Colin Jost.
He's watching.
You want a shot?
Yes.
These are really nice speed pourers.
Thanks. I brought it myself.
Did you?
No, just on here.
They have that Monty here at the Cooperage.
Oh.
Bofferding?
Please.
Turn face. Solid.
What is your favorite sort of music?
I like hip hop in a sense, but it's very out there these days and a lot of different shit. I love listening to J. Cole, and I love Miley Cyrus. Those are like maybe the two I can really stand on. Hip hop is crazy.
Okay, so hip hop is your thing.
Yeah, it's a bunch of things right now.
So
though,
Miley
and, like,
Cyrus, I mean, have you?
She's trying. So Miley is what, 26?
No, she has to be 30.
No, she's not even fucking close to 30. She's maybe 26. And she is experimentally trying a bunch of different ways to make music and doing them like moderately successfully, all of them, but she's really trying her goddamnedest. And I love her.
What is your karaoke song, if you have one?
Sinead O'Connor's Nothing Compares to You, only if my sister's around.
And how often is your sister around?
Whenever I do karaoke. It's
Like when my sister's around, we have to do karaoke.
We do karaoke, and
because
when
my
we
sister's-
do,
yeah.
it is Sinead O'Connor.
I want to get into. I mean, now that we're
not
talking,
good at drunk banter.
I know that we are.
Are
I'm
we?
gonna.
Okay,
I'm gonna
let's
solve
try.
this.
Here,
All right.
we have pizza coming.
I wanted to mention, like while we're talking about music, after we take the shot. On the subject of music, what do you play in your restaurant and why?
We play Jasmine Sullivan or Erykah Badu or Lauryn Hill Radio.
What role does music have in the dining experience?
A lot, I think. Like
See, look at me, fucking getting it back, baby.
yeah, baby. No, it has a really good influence on it. So the music that we play is supposed to be like kind of background shit, but also visceral, something you really like to listen to. And
Yeah, when you're just like you're working into a chicken leg.
Yeah.
Girl, you know you better watch out.
Yeah. Ooh. Drunk makes interviews hard.
The first realization that's ever happened on the show's history.
Okay, yeah. Oh my God, we're drunk on film. This was the whole point. The back of
Word.
my mind is just pizza, pizza, pizza.
Have you ever heard the Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen song?
No.
want pizza, where they slow it down to like the 1/8 or whatever.
No.
P-I-Z-Z-A.
No, I
Give
have
me
not.
pizza.
No, and I love the Olsen twins.
What's your favorite Olsen twin if you had to pick one?
Mary Kate.
I'm actually.
Are you?
I have no idea. I can't tell them apart.
Oh my God, I'm Mary Kate for sure. She was always a tomboy. No,
all
go.
serious.
Go,
Would you like to
go,
do
go.
a shot before we get serious?
Yeah, get serious.
I feel bad that you're pouring all of our shots. You're opening
I
all of our
like
beers
it.
and you're pouring all of our shots.
You know what? I'm not the host of this, but I like to be a hostess when I can.
Give me some chicken, throw it on top, and make it finger licking.
Oh my God, you're an internet
Milk
guy.
cream flowing like waterfalls. Are you
You
getting a
have a
phone
phone
call?
call.
Oh, it's a pizza place. It's a pizza! Meet him in the back and pick up the pie.
Oh my
Eat
God,
that
pizza.
Put it in my thighs.
Here, do it yourself.
No, I can't do it.
Crap. Try it again. I believe
Okay.
in you. Lever. Think of a fulcrum. You learned about science.
No,
At
I didn't.
School, you did. You didn't listen. But hold this thing here,
Okay.
and then this thing cracks up into that. Oh my God, you're so close.
Ugh,
That's
I
it.
broke your lighter.
But do that thing. I don't care if you break the lighter.
Okay, one more.
Ready?
The moment of truth.
You got. Well, hold on. No,
No.
you're just. No, come here.
It's failed again.
No, you're not failed again.
Okay,
Someday
here.
you're gonna. Someday you're gonna need to open a beer.
I think your lighter is weakening. Oh shit!
Yes, that's my ninja.
I did it myself without any help. I did it myself without any. Okay, I got a whole bunch of help from you. Thank you.
Oh my God, there's pizzas.
Pizza.
It is real.
Oh wow.
My whole life I thought that we would have greasy pizza tonight.
Secret. I'm Tyler Flores. I'm Tyler Valentez. That sounds like a fake ass name to be enough to be famous. I'm Tyler Valentez. I'm gonna be famous. Give me pizza. It's horrible. Oreos, toffee, caramel, coconut cream. How about this? We lived here 6 years.
Yep.
You began your business nearly 4 years ago. What led you to make the leap?
I never wanted to be the business owner for something. But I think we really do a thing that is meant to be done. And people like what we do.
Why did you decide upon the location that you did for your business? 16th and Fond du Lac.
There was somebody who was willing to kind of help us see it through. And it was a good neighborhood. It is a good neighborhood. Like a place where people live and they do their shit and they might go out to eat. I don't know. What was your first job?
I lined the baseball field.
And what did that job do for you?
It taught me how to line the field.
Why
It's
we-
a job. Yeah,
it's why we did that. It was a job. There's just no fucking jobs for kids. Did you have a job? Yeah, you had a job when you were like a teenager. 13. Did you have a job? 15. Did you have a job?
yeah.
Yeah, everybody else had a job. They had an option to do something that could give them some backbone to what the whole world decided they needed to do. Or the world wants you to participate in some shit in a certain way, And you can.
You're bringing in people because you want them to improve upon themselves, and they're also churning out some of the best food we've had in our city. So how did you pick your food style?
The neighborhood, so I sat with a bunch of people. Oh, I'm hammered. How do I do this? A bunch of people in the neighborhood came through because I sat with a bunch of folks and said like, hey, this is what I'm gonna do. And they were like, hey, but could you make fried chicken? And I was like, that's crazy. But sure, if you decide that's what you want me to do.
What did you initially want to do?
Like an Irish menu. I was making a restaurant for the people who live in the neighborhood. And so they were like, we want chicken, we want all this shit. And I was like, yeah, sure.
How did you develop those recipes then?
Ate a lot of fried chicken.
That's your research?
Yeah, ate a lot of fried chicken.
I'm so jealous of your research process.
It was good.
Are there any sort of like pet peeves you have for certain diners?
The only thing that pisses me off about diners is when they don't like us just for who we are. When they're like, man, this shit is wrong in this sort of way. And I'm like, well, this is who we are.
Who are a few of your favorite local chefs?
I love Greg and Amilinda. Like, I love his ass. I would spend all my time with him if I could.
Who's the best burger in Milwaukee?
The Diplomat.
Okay. What's your favorite like pizza topping?
Pineapple.
Only pineapple?
With pepperoni.
It's a good mix.
Oh my God, I'm drunk.
Hey, did we hit the wall?
Yes.
It's okay. Boo-da, boo-doo, ba-ba-doo, boo-da-da, boo-doo, ba-da-doo, boo-doo, ba-da-ba-doo, ba-da-ba-boo-doo, ba-da-boo-doo, ba-da-boo-boo, wah, 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 wah. Hey, buttholes. Cue the theme song, Midwest Death Rattle. Caitlin!
Hi, guys.
Damn. This is Shot for Shot with Chefs. I'm Tyler Maas with my
Caitlin
best
Cullen.
friend in the world, Caitlin Cullen from the Tandem.
Oh, that was gross.
We all hated it. The viewers agree.